bad dog experience I had, right? This was when I was younger, about 10 years old. It was when I lived in, when I barely moved to San Leandro. So I barely started riding bikes, right? So I got a new bike for my birthday, like, and I just recently got a new bike. So I'm basically riding my bike, you know, I just learned how to ride a bike. So I'm basically feeling myself, just riding a bike, pretty happy on a Saturday afternoon. So my chain just snapped randomly. So I stop, get down, fixing my chain, you know. And as I look up, I see a pit bull just sitting right there, looking at me, just mean mugging me. So immediately through my head, I start tripping out. My heart starts pounding. All the dog experiences that I've heard start going through my head, like, oh, especially with pit bulls. I don't mess with pit bulls. So I started really tripping out. So I'm like, oh man, I've been taught something. I should stand up with my bike, put it in front of me, you know, don't let the dog get me. But, you know, natural instinct takes over, and I just start running. I just start running as fast as I can. I'm huffing and puffing, you know, I'm breathing harder than a big bad wolf. I'm just running as fast as I can. I look back, I see that dog running right behind me, and I'm tripping out. I start running even quicker. And when I do that, I see the dog start running a little faster too. So I'm tripping out. There's nowhere to run. There's no fence, nowhere to hide. There's nobody around to call for help. So I'm just like on the verge of crying or something because I don't want to die over a pit bull. So basically, I make it to my street, and again, nowhere to hide, nothing to do. I keep running. I continue running. I just see a house, I look back, the dog's even closer to me, and I got asthma, so my lungs just started giving out, and I'm about to like die. So I just think, man, should I die over a pit bull? So I'm like, nah, none of that. So I just jump into somebody's house, I don't know, I open their door, run in, and to my surprise, they're sitting right there on the couch. I'm like, oh, moment of awkward silence. I'm like, hi, I'm Jabron. Sorry to disturb your peace, sorry to disturb your lunch or whatever it is you guys are doing, but there's a dog after me, and I'm not trying to die, you feel me? I'm a 10-year-old kid. I just like broke down my bike. There's a big dog after me, you know, it seems to be chasing me throughout this neighborhood, you know, that's not how I want to die. So they're just looking at me still in awkward silence, and I'm like, can you guys say something? And then basically they start to kick me out their house. And I'm like, oh, come on, have a heart, blah, blah. I'm 10 years old, there's a big dog chasing me. You already know what dogs do to little kids that start running. Basically they end up kicking me out, so I'm like, oh, come on. And they're like my next door neighbors too, so I'm just looking at them like, y'all playing me. So I just jump over to my fence, I run to my house down the street, like, well, next door, but I had to go through the front fence because our fence was kind of high, so I couldn't jump it at the time. So I jump it over, the dog's still chasing me, and finally when I make it home, my mom looks at me like, she says to me in Spanish, why are you so red? I'm like, there's a dog after me. And they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, what do you mean okay? There's a dog chasing after me, my neighbor just kicked me out their house, they didn't even want to help me. They're like, go get your bike. And that's basically my bad dog experience.